Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to see the reflexive pronoun. First of all, let's know what is reflexive pronoun. A reflexive pronoun replaces the object of a verb when it is the same as the subject of the verb. For example, she enjoyed herself in the party. Let me make it clear for you. Let us see the definition of this one, reflexive pronoun. Why we are calling reflexive pronoun to reflexive pronoun. What is the meaning of this reflection? So, as I remember reflection, which I learned in the physics, that when the light bounces off on object, if the surface is smooth and shiny like glass, water, or polished metal, the light will reflect at the same angle as it hit the surface. Or we also can say the return of the light waves from a surface, as you can see in the pictures. So, this is all about the physics theory, but in English, it goes the same. Generally, in any sentence, it has different subject and different object. Like we say, I saw him, she killed him, I like you. So here, subject and objects are different. But look at these sentences. She enjoyed herself in the party. She and herself. Here, the subject and this object both are referring to the same person. So this herself is reflecting to the subject. That's why it's called the reflective pronouns. In an interview, also, we heard a common line like, tell me about yourself. Why don't they say, tell me about you? Because here you only have to describe about yourself. So, what is the subject object will reflect the same. So, reflexive pronouns are those pronouns in which the action done by the subject reflect upon the subject. Here you can see she enjoyed herself. Action done by the subject and it is reflecting upon on the subject. So this is called the reflexive pronoun. A reflexive pronouns end in self, which is a singular, or selves, which is a plural. As you can see here, a reflexive pronoun end in self, self, when we are talking about single person, and it will end on selves when we are talking about plural. And it is used with another noun or pronoun when something does to itself. And there are 8 reflexive pronoun. Let's take a look of this. So in the last video, personal pronoun, we have discussed this subjective, objective, and possessive pronoun as well as possessive adjective. Now we are going to see the reflexive pronoun. When we are talking about the singular person, which is the first person, I, if we are talking about I and me, in the reflexive pronoun it will change to myself. For example, we can say I saw myself in the mirror. And when we are talking about plural, we and us, so we have to take the plural reflexive pronoun, which is ourselves. And when we are talking about singular person, second singular person, you, we have to use yourself. And if we are talking about plural you, we have to use the reflexive pronoun yourselves. And when we are using the third person, he and him, so at that time we have to replace this subject in the object place with himself. So this himself reflect back to the subject he or him. And the third person she will change in the object herself, it become itself. And in the third person plural, they become themselves. So there are 8 reflexive pronouns. So here why we are using the reflexive pronoun. Using a reflexive pronoun means you do not have to repeat the subject. For example, you can see here she blames herself for what happened. So this she and this herself reflect back to she. This reflecting back to the subject. She blames herself for what happened. You might injure yourself. This you, which is a subject, which is reflecting this yourself is reflecting back to the subject. You might injured, which is a verb, and this is the object of this verb. I saw myself in the mirror. Here you can see this myself is the object to this verb and it is reflecting back to the subject. I saw myself in the mirror. So in the last video I have told you this is the structure of the sentence, subject plus verb plus object. So always verbs takes object, after verbs in every sentence after verbs objects will follow. So this reflexive pronoun is the object to these verbs. So now here reflexive pronoun may also be used as the object of the prepositions. For example, he made a cup of coffee for himself. This is the preposition. For is a preposition and it is the object of the preposition. In the last video, I already told you verbs takes object and preposition also takes object. After preposition, objects will follow. So here for is a preposition and this is object of the preposition. Himself is the object of the preposition and it is reflecting back to the subject. He made a cup of coffee for himself. He was talking to himself. This is to is the preposition and it is the object of the preposition and this himself is reflecting back to the subject. She did the job by herself. By, which is a preposition and this is the object to the preposition and this reflecting back to the subject. So now let's discuss some more examples. Like she is old enough to dress herself. It is the subject and this is the object to this sentence and this herself is reflecting back to the subject. She is old enough to dress herself. Here we cannot say she is old enough to dress her. We have to say she is old enough to dress herself. If we are talking about same person, we have to use this reflexive pronoun. If we are talking about different person, she is old enough to dress herself. Her, it is the wrong. We have to use herself here. Tell me something about yourself. So here you can say, see here, no subject is there to reflect upon. But in it is this one is called imperative sentence, in which the directly sentence is start with the verb. Tell is a verb, and when the sentence will start directly from the verb, which is called an imperative sentence. And here subject is absent, but we have to imply the subject. We have to take the subject. So this is also yourself is reflecting back to the subject. For example, sit down, go there, go come here. So subject is not there, but we have to imply the subject. This type of sentences is called imperative sentences. Now let's see the second one. You must take care of yourself. So this yourself is also reflecting back to the subject, which is you. Now let us see this one. I love me or I love myself, which is correct here. I love me, which is the wrong one. Though I told you this is the structure of the sentence, subject plus verb plus object. So after verbs, this is a verb, love is a verb, and after verb object will follow. So this is the objective pronoun. But here we are talking about the same person. We are talking about the same person, which is I. So here we have, if we are talking about same person, so the object will take same myself, so which have to reflect back onto the subjects. I love myself. I love me will be wrong answer, wrong sentence. If you are saying show me, let me see, give me, believe me, trust me, so that sentences we can use. But when we are talking about ourselves and we are doing something to us, so it should be reflect back to the subject. It should be agree to the subject. Now let us see some more examples. Like you can see here, I enjoyed in the party. So it is correct according to conversational language, but according to grammar, it is wrong. Here we may be enjoyed people, location, food, etc. Whatever it may be, you enjoyed something, you have to name after this verb enjoyed. You have to name. Suppose here, see, I enjoyed food in the party. I enjoyed music in the party. So after this verb, you need to mention what you enjoyed. I enjoyed myself in the party. So if you are enjoyed yourself, you have to mention here. So this myself is reflecting back to the subject I. She enjoyed herself in the party. So here this herself is reflecting back to the subject. So here in the absence of the object we have to use the reflexive pronoun here. However, we also can say I enjoyed the party. But if you are saying I enjoyed in the party means you have to mention something what you have enjoyed in the party. You can say I enjoyed the party simply. So reflexive pronoun are those pronouns in which the action done by the subject reflect upon the subject. So this is all about the reflexive pronoun. I hope it would be helpful for you. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.